Ferdinand Marcos, a hero, a corrupt, great leader, dictator, a role model. These are some words that our people use when one asks about Ferdinand Marcos. In 1949, Marcos ran as a Liberal Party candidate for a seat in the Philippine House of Representatives. He then was re-elected twice. In 1959, he was elected to the Philippine Senate and was also the Liberal Party's vice president from 1954 to 1961, wherein he successfully managed Diosdado Macapagal's run for Philippine presidency. He won the 1965 election against Macapagal, and that makes him the 10th president of the Philippines. During his presidency, Philippines was known as the richest country in Asia. Ferdinand Marcos had infrastructures built during his tenure, establishment of an expressway linking Manila to Central Luzon. Being the best but not perfect President Marcos is, he also established some buildings for the Filipinos, and by this, it really helped our country a lot with these establishments. Marcos, during his first term as President of the Republic of the Philippines, has brought many successes to our country, including the miracle rice that changed the lives of our farmers and made us an exporter of rice. Another miracle is that because of martial law, he was able to go through the haciendas of the land in Bulacan to build the NLEX, which now benefits those against martial law. Without martial law, the process of acquiring right-of-way to the haciendas would have been next to impossible. On the evening of the 23rd of September in 1972, Marcos spoke to the nation by television and radio to make everyone know that he had declared martial law in the Philippines.
My countrymen, as of the 21st of this month, I signed Proclamation number 1081, placing the entire Philippines under martial law.
Marcos had promised that he would use the special powers he was given in martial law to lead reforms that would lead the Philippines to prosperity and peace, and those who were not against him would live to see it come to success. Marcos based his declaration of martial law on Section 10, Paragraph 2 of the 1935 Constitution, which provided that the President shall be the Commander-in-Chief of all armed forces of the Philippines, and, whenever it becomes necessary, he may call out such armed forces to prevent or suppress lawless violence, invasion, insurrection, or rebellion, or imminent danger thereof. When the public safety requires it, he may suspend the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus, or place the Philippines or any part thereof under martial law. Ninoy Aquino was sentenced to death penalty during the Marcos regime but was never carried out. Marcos and Aquino had a nice relationship back then. When Aquino suffered heart attack in prison, Marcos facilitated Ninoy's trip to US for his heart surgery along with the entire Aquino family. Ninoy went home from self-exile in US in a rush to talk to Marcos. On August 21, 1983, Aquino was fatally shot to the ground as he exited the plane. The alleged assassin, Rolando Galman, was immediately gunned down by the personnel of the Aviation Security Command. Speculations were made, and there are a few people who are suspects in killing Ninoy Aquino. November 1985, after being dared by an American journalist, President Marcos announced that he would hold a snap election for the presidency, where he won against Cory Aquino because he was leading with more than 1.5 million votes. Marcos had gotten criticism from a reporter in a US interview, along with many international organizations. He announced on November 3, 1985 to hold snap elections, allowing only 60 days for opponents to campaign. 1 million people signed to nominate Cory Aquino to run against Marcos. On February 7, 1986, the snap election was held. The two main parties of the snap elections were the KBL and Laban Party, with figureheads Ferdinand Marcos and Cory Aquino. According to the COMELEC, Marcos had won the elections, but it is believed that he had committed fraud. The polls were marred by reports of cheating and violence, and the National Citizens Movement for Free Elections said Aquino was the real winner. People Power, or also known as EDSA People Power Revolution, was born in 1986. It is a peaceful cry for freedom and to oust the Marcos administration. It is known to be led by Cory Aquino. It was peaceful and struggles were non-violent because of one completely ignored fact. Marcos told the Marines not to attack. On February 25th, two inaugurations took place. Cory Aquino took her oath in Club Filipino while Marcos took his oath on the balcony of Malacanang. After the inauguration, the Marcos family and cronies left the palace. The Filipino people recognized Cory Aquino as the new president of the Philippines, ending 2 decades under authoritarian rule. Shortly after the EDSA revolution, overwhelmed with millions of people, Marcos had stepped down and left the Malacanang palace without pushing against it. He fled the Philippines and went into exile in Hawaii. This gave way to the Aquino presidency. After his departure, the palace was raided and their extravagant lifestyle was exposed to the public.